Who's the best backpacker in the world? Is backpacking a competitive sport? I mean, really, because a lot of times I think people think it is. Like, there's a lot of people on YouTube or out in the world or just keyboard warriors that think that the backpacking that they do is the only way to do it. I'd have to disagree. So let me start off by saying what I think a good backpacker is not. Someone who thinks that they're better than other backpackers. Someone who determines the level of how awesome of a backpacker they are by the gear that they've got, and that it's better than everybody else's. I've got some subscribers out there, and they are longtime awesome subscribers, and they have been backpacking way longer than I have. They could give you way better information than me. Some of these guys have been backpacking for 30 plus years out there. You guys know who you are. And these guys, many of them are still using gear that they bought 30 plus years ago. And I'd be willing to bet that if you went up to that backpacker and you told them that their gear isn't any good, or that it's too heavy, or that it's not gonna do what it should do for them, they would probably laugh their heads off at you. And if you tried to sell their gear online today, it probably wouldn't sell. They probably could barely give it away. But the fact is, these guys know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about. The gear works for them, it's been working for 30 plus years, and it makes them an awesome backpacker. So how do we determine our level of backpackness? Good backpacking level university graduate. So how do we determine how good of a backpacker we are? If you froze out in the middle of the woods, does that make you a bad backpacker? No, that just means you probably need to rethink the gear choices for that particular trip. If you get out on trail and you forgot to bring the poles to your tent, does that make you a bad backpacker? No, you just probably need a list before you get out on the trail and double check it. If you get lost every time you hike, does that make you a bad backpacker? No, it just means you're directionally challenged, just like me. Or you need to bring a compass or something like that. There's a lot of people that watch this channel as well that have never been on a trail before, who have never backpacked before, who've never hiked, maybe don't even own a tent. And I didn't think that that was really gonna be the case at first. I'm actually really surprised that that's some of the audience that watches this channel. And honestly, I think it's extremely cool because you guys are the people that are just on the fringe of actually getting out there and trying it. And some of you guys I know have situations where you just can't. Maybe it's a disability, maybe it's something else. Finance is something that's causing you to not be able to get out on the trail. And you kind of live vicariously through backpacking channels, and that is super cool. I'm excited to be a part of your journey, so thank you for that. So part of my goal with this channel is to make the trail accessible to you guys, to make it as accessible as I can for you guys. There are a lot of people who watch this channel who are a lot better at getting out on the trail and doing it with more efficiency, with better gear, with better tips. Some of you guys know way more than I do. And I appreciate that. I just happen to be the guy with the video camera. My good friend Jason has a channel called The Best Backpacker. I love it. I love his channel name because it's total satire. He understands that there is no best backpacker, that you too can be the best backpacker. He's absolutely right. I love his school of thought on the whole process. For those of us that get out on the trail frequently, I think we have an obligation to help others do the same. We have an obligation to be kind, to be helpful, to be encouraging, to not judge other people, and to give other people good, sound advice in a positive way that only encourages them to get out on the trail. You may have a ton more experience than other people. You may have hiked hundreds of miles under your belt. You might be on your 20th pair of trail runners. You may have stayed in the most extreme environments ever. You might live at the top of the tallest mountains with the most amazing trails, and you can handle the extreme elevation. That doesn't make you a better backpacker than anybody else. That just means that you've got a lot more experience and a much bigger opportunity to help other people get out and experience the same type of awesome, amazing outdoor that you've experienced your whole life, and to prove that they are just as good of a backpacker as you. If you guys like this video, please make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe for more. Make sure you hit the bell notification so I can send you a video every time it's released. And I will see you on the next one.